Hi, and welcome back to Module 3. So in this module, hopefully be quite quick, I'm going to go through the campaign structure. So this is just kind of the overview and the basics that you need to know before you start actually creating your ads inside Facebook. So there are three parts to each campaign. So obviously the campaign, which is the overall one, advert sets within that, and then ads that sit within that. So as you can see here, you've got one campaign. The ads sit below that. The ad sets sit below that, so you can have as many as you like within that kind of second tier that sit under the campaign, and then again the ads sit under each advert set, and you can have as many as you like of them as well. So I'm going to go through each one by one now. So your campaign is where you choose your objective that relates to the strategy of your Facebook advertising. So your strategy might be to drive traffic to your website. It might be to get a new lead or an email sign up, or it might be to get more likes on your Facebook fan page. It could be to sell a product. The options, well, they're not quite endless, but there are a lot of different objectives that you can choose for a campaign. In the next module, we're going to go through setting those up and what those options are. So, yeah, that's it for campaigns for now. So, advert sets or ad sets, you might hear me call them, these sit within campaigns. You can have as many of them as you like within the campaign. They have their own audiences, budgets, schedules, and their own set of ads. So the only thing really that they have to have in common is the objective that you'd set in the campaign, because they all sit under that one campaign, so they all have the same objective. If you have a set of ads that you want to test for getting clicks to your website, and another set of ads that you want to test for getting a conversion, those are two separate objectives. So they're going to have to sit under two separate campaigns. There's no way to have those two ad sets with those different objectives sit under the same campaign. So I would encourage you to always organise your advert sets by audience. So that means that no two ad sets would have the same audience that they're running to. So this is also a good way to know how to name your ad sets as well. So for example, my first ad set might be only to females between the age of 25 and 40 who like Amy Porterfield's Facebook page, or they're interested in Amy Porterfield. I might call that advert set Amy Porterfield /F for female /25 to 40 for the age group. So if you have something else in there, like you might have an income level, you can just add another slash and put, 50k plus, or whatever income level you've put in there. So I find that the best way to name them, because then when you come back and again, you know exactly which audience those advert sets are going to, and that's the main difference between the advert sets. So ads, these sit within the advert sets, and again you can create as many of these as you like. We outlined the specific components of each ad in the previous module. So essentially they're made up of the copy text and the images. The audiences and targeting that we went through in module 2, they're actually set within the advert set. But because they're such an important part, I included it as a component of an ad. You can also have ads that have slideshows and videos as options, but I just want to go through the basics and kind of the most common options for you, so that I don't overload you with too much information. So with an ad, I normally choose one or two different things to test within an ad set. So you might have two ads that are being shown to the same audience, and one might contain one set of copy with an image, and then the other ad might contain a different set of copy but with the same image. So you're testing, in that scenario, you're testing the copy text. Which one did better? which one did more people click on, which one converted better for you, all of those things. So if you have one thing the same, so if you have the image the same and the text different, then you're testing the text. If you have it the other way around and you have the same copy text but two different images that you're testing it with, then obviously you're going to get information on which image your audience is responding to better. So I normally, again, I name these something that's going to make sense if I can come back to them. So you might just call it copy 1, image 1, and then the other one might be copy 2, image 2. Or you might want to give a little bit of detail about what's in the copy. So for instance, you might have copy text that says need to learn maths better. That's not a very good starting question, but you might call it need to learn as the copy, and then the next one might start completely differently, so you might call that next set of copy something different. So just whatever works for you, that when you come back to it later on, if you want to start reusing the same ads for different audiences, you know exactly what's in it without having to go in and out several times. So that was pretty quick, like I said it was going to be, and that's kind of the basics of how to structure your campaign. So now we've done that, let's jump into module 4, which is where we walk through the Power Editor. So I'll see you in there.